Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Again, something else a little bit different. I want to try and see if I can convert my car into a micro stealth camper. I don't know. I face a couple of challenges with this, just to really try and work it out first of all. The main problem I've got is whilst this is a small estate car, it's not a full estate car, and when we fold these back seats down, they actually don't fold flat, they fold up at an angle. Which is no good if you want to sleep in it. So first of all, I've got to see if I can get those seats out. Can I convert it? And second of all, will it fit me in the back of it? If I do, if I can do that, then we can get this done. Now, I think the key to it is going to be take out these back seats that you sit on, and I believe there is 2 bolts just underneath at the front, and if I can get those undone, we should be able to get the seat out, and yeah, hopefully it works. Okay, I think I've got that one. So, let's see, do I need to undo that seatbelt first? Connects on something, so I guess I do. Aren't car keys always great? Didn't have a screwdriver with me, so that didn't quite work, but that's released that. So in theory, all I need to do now is lift this up and pull it off. Yay! Well, that was a bit more difficult than I thought, but that in theory comes out. This should then fold down. So it actually folds down more than I need, I think. So I think we just need stuff underneath here, which is just going to hold it up a little bit. And that might work. So I guess it needs to be something that is about 3 inches. Depending where you put it in the middle bit, it's going to be a bit more, maybe 4 inches. But it's doable, so that's good. Kind of there. What I need to do now is actually work out, is it long enough for me? Because if it's not long enough, it's no good anyway. So the answer is yes. So I'm completely stretched out. I've got the front seat forward, so it's not quite touching the chair. But yeah, I've got leg room. So I'll probably have to put things in the footwell. So I'm gonna have to work something out in terms of that. But otherwise, yeah. Welcome to my camper, guys. Got my coffee. This wasn't done by a patron, by the way. This was a Christmas present for me. It's a gingerbread latte. But I would like to say thank you to my first patron, Alex. I will be getting a cup of coffee with your patron thing. That will come up in a future video, no doubt. But yeah, enjoy my coffee. Stealth camper. Now the other thing is, this is all right as it is here, but everyone can see in. We've got windows and that to cover, to consider. And a few other things as well, which are quite key on this. But the idea will be I'll have sleeping on one side, whether it's that side or this side, I don't know. I'm going to measure up now, see how much room we've got. But I should be able to get a single size bed in here, plus room down the sides to put boxes. Although I'm thinking about it, I might even get a full mattress in here, boxes in there, I don't know. I'm going to work out the configuration. But I think next we'll have a look at windows. So I think we'll just use tin foil. Not really. What I am going to do though is use tin foil to make a template, because it goes in there nice and easy. you can fold it in, and you should end up with a perfect cover for the window, or a perfect template for the window, shall we say. And there we have it. One template. So we should be able to take that out, fold that carefully in all the right places, and that should form a template which then we're going to actually make the blackout. I won't call them curtains because they're not, but they're kind of blackout blocks. But we're going to use some blackout material and some other materials. So let's just see if that fits. If that goes in there, perfect. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. So I'll use that for both sides because they are mirrored. So the other side will be exactly the same, but a mirror of it. And then I just need to do the same for these windows either side and the back window. Ooh, so that back window was a little bit more difficult because it's got the curves on the rear of it, and it's curvature on its shape, but I think we've got a rough template for it. So what I'm going to do is cut larger than the actual template with the material, and then I'll make the material to fit, which will be a little bit easier than trying to use it in foil. But at least we've got the basic template. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows here, and then I think we'll just end up putting something on the cross section just for privacy. So I've got this blackout material, which literally is blackout. I've had it on windows before, and it really does block out the light completely. So my thoughts was, I've got this foam as well, which is like a soundproofing foam. So I think what I'm going to do is take my templates. So we take our small one here. I'm going to draw around it with a pen, and then we'll cut those out, but I'll make it slightly larger because then that way it'll fit around the foam as well, and then we'll cut out the pieces of foam as well, and then yeah, we'll go from there. And of course I have remembered to mirror the others, because if I'd done them identical, the black would have been on the wrong side. I want the black to be on the outside, so all you're seeing from the outside is the black. So hopefully I've done that right. But I've got more if I need to, if I haven't. So yeah, so there's the sort of bigger piece going around the outside. So we should be able to cut those out now. What I need to do is do exactly the same on the foam, but this time we're going to go actually around the edge of each one. Now, I don't mind having a few millimetre out on this because this foam will squash down. So in theory, it shouldn't matter if it's slightly too big. So that's the way I'm going to make it. And then I'll try and fit it before we put the material on and see if it needs trimming down at all. But hopefully this should do the job. So this back window I'm purposely going larger because I think it's one we're going to have to fit in and trim down, but hopefully it'll be all right. Well guys, the camper, micro camper, stealth camper is finished. So let me show you around it, because I think last time we were putting the blackout blinds together. As you can see, they work really well. At night you can't even tell that you know, there's anything on the windows. It just looks dark. You don't know whether there's anybody inside it, which is a good thing. But I think that's also a bad thing, because then people don't necessarily know there's somebody inside it. And if you park in any dodgy areas, that does leave you a bit vulnerable, I think. So yeah, could be interesting. So here's the layout inside. As you can see, I've got some boxes over on the left which can contain all my stuff. I need to really go through that and sort it out, because I think I've probably brought too much in terms of what I actually need. But that's the point of this trip I'm on now, is to actually suss that out. So in the next video you'll be able to see my trip and all that kind of stuff, and how I got on. But yeah, definitely need to sort out the packaging and what order they're in. For my water, I just simply have this canister here, and that's all I really need. Just need it when I need it. For my power, I'm currently testing out this. Which is basically a jump starter for a car. But this one comes attached with a USB socket, with two 12-volt sockets. As you can see, it's full at the moment, and that's because in the back I'm also charging it whilst driving. And I also have an inverter as well, so I can plug into cigarette lighters. So I can plug 12-volt sockets in there. I've got my double adapter for USB I can put in there, another USB, so I can be charging 3 USBs working off the laptop. Plus I'm charging whilst on the move itself, so yeah, hopefully this will do what I need it for. Ideally something like a Jackery would be, you know, perfect, but I don't know whether I actually need it for this. I've never tried a Jackery, so I don't know whether I actually need all that power for what I'm doing, because I'm just literally recharging a few cameras each day, and yeah, so far so good. As far as cooking goes, I've got a little gas cooker in there, so I'll show you that when I've got it out. And lighting wise, I've got this little strip of battery operated lights which I control over here, so I can just literally turn them on and off at night, and actually illuminates in here quite well. Now the bed itself is just simply an IKEA mattress. It fits into the hole. It goes up a little bit over here around the wheel arch, but actually that didn't bother me when I was sleeping in it. I thought I might have to cut that out, but as it was absolutely fine. I do actually have another duvet underneath there as well, so that gives it a bit of extra comfort when I'm sleeping. And at the moment I've got a 15 tog winter duvet on there. It went down to probably about 4 or 5 degrees last night, and I was perfectly all right. For those wondering as well, I do have a carbon monoxide alarm in here as well. Safety first. Now one of the things I've started to do is put this white card over the top of the sponge, and I think it looks quite good and it fits really well, but I didn't want to do the rest until I knew they fitted. So the 2 side windows at the front, they fit perfectly all right, but this rear window, yeah, it's got some issues. It definitely, it's too big. Now I've got the cloth on it, so I'm using tape really to hold that in at night, just to make sure it doesn't fall out, because it will. But one thing putting a card on it will let me do is different things with it. So this one is my supporter board. The board is called Alex, because Alex was my first patron on this channel, and I've got 2 guys up here, Alex and also Brian. Brian has been a supporter of mine from day one years ago, albeit on a different channel, but he was one of my first supporters, so yeah, his name goes up in lights along with the rest of them. So thank you Brian, thank you Alex. Alex is a continued supporter and also supported me before, so hopefully we can add some more names to that. And if you want to support me, there's a link up the top and down below in the description. The idea as well is I can get access to these from the side if I want to. So I've got my night one here, Then I've got a food one, I've got a cooking one, and I've got a general odd bits and that. So I'm probably going to sort that out and try and reduce it down to 3 boxes if I can. And then food, I've got a cool box down here. I would like a fridge. I've seen some really nice ones, but they're just a little bit too expensive for me at the moment to warrant getting them. But a cool box in there with some cool freeze packs. And then when I can, I'm just topping those packs up by buying some ice from the supermarket, so they're only like £1. So and that helps keep everything cool. Now the only thing I really struggled with is this blind going across the front, so that's going to need to change. It didn't work how I anticipated. Kept the light out, but really difficult to install, and I'm going to have to try something different for that. So any ideas, let me know down in the comments. It may well be that I'm going to have to use bungee cords and utilize these handrails, but there's only one there. There's one in the front that side, but there isn't one on the driver's side, so I'm not quite sure. But this is just literally a blackout curtain. It works perfectly okay. You cannot see it. A bit of light gets around the side because of this not fitting properly, but yeah, other than that it's okay. It's just all this bit here fitting at the top needs some adjustment on it. So I don't want to do anything that's going to be permanently in here, but it just may well be I have to hook something over here, and I have a bit of a gap in the top, which just means it gets a bit light in the morning, but privacy wise it won't matter. So there you have it, guys. Micro camper, yes, it's possible. I'm going to see how I get on. I'm on a road trip for 5 days now, so make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and then you can get alerted if you hit the bell button as to when those videos drop. Obviously it's free to subscribe. If you want to support me, then you can over on Patreon. That'll be fantastic too. Otherwise it's time for me to continue my road trip around this national park. That's all I'm going to tell you. And it's epic. I tell you, if yesterday's anything to go by and I travelled to here, it is absolutely epic. But I want to go and get some coffee on because I've just filmed this. As soon as I got up, thought I'd give you my my first impression straight away. So all I've had is a pan of chocolate, so I think it's time. Coffee, maybe a bacon roll or something like that. Get the gas cooker out. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a like, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. Some advice for this, please. Yeah, any tips you got for this, how to fix the central curtain bit, ideas on that would be fantastic. Anything you think I've missed out that I could add to. I also like a big shout out to a couple of guys who really inspired me to do this. One of those is Laurie Alice Adventures. She's over on Instagram and TikTok, so I'll put a link down below for her. She basically did an entire tour of the UK in her little Fiat, and she's now got a Fiat 500, and she goes stealth camping in that as well, which is amazing. And the other one is Will from Will's Whereabouts, because he was the one that I watched that actually converted a Ford Galaxy into a camper. And whilst that's a little bit bigger than what I've got, it just shows what you can do. So even though I did this before when I was a lot younger, nowhere near like this, where I used to get involved in motorsport, we used to sleep in the cars. We used to find unique and individual ways to kit them out. So yeah, thanks to those guys as well for the inspiration. So hopefully see you on the next one on the big road trip. Take care, bye bye.
How did I get here again? I was just here maybe 2 hours ago. How did I get here again? My 9 to 5 hours are draining all my energy. How did I